We got another guest on the show this morning. The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. We are so excited to have you on, Mr. Mayor, this morning. Y'all give it up, Mayor Sylvester Turner. Y'all, come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome, Mayor.
Man, we're so happy to have you on. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm taking time out of your busy schedule.
Look, I will take time out of my schedule to be with you any morning, okay? I appreciate being invited.
Yes, sir. And we know that COVID-19 is still out there, and we know that this is an election year, and we know the importance of the Black Lives Matter movement, but we got to remember that 2020 is also the year of the census, and we have to be counted. Filling out the census is so important. Here to talk about the importance of the 2020 census is our own Houston City Mayor Sylvester Turner. So a lot of people think that the 2020 census is over. Tell everybody, when is the deadline and why should they fill it out?
Well, the deadline goes into October, but we don't want people to wait until October. We need people to fill out the census right now. It is a very quick process, about 9 questions that you fill out. And look, this is what it means. Just put it in dollars and cents for every person, every living person, 1 day old, 105 days old. It represents about $1,500 per year for the next 10 years in a place like the city of Houston. For every 1% that we do not count, for the city of Houston, that's about $250 million that will be left in D.C. with the federal government instead of coming back here for housing, education, health care, food disparities, insecurities. So that's important. Look, City of Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the country. It's about fair and equitable representation, political representation, how we draw the lines for city council districts, school board, legislators, and others. So when it comes to representation, when it comes to fairness, when it comes to equity, when it comes to income inequalities, the census is critically important to every city, every county, in every jurisdiction throughout the United States.
So we know that COVID-19 has changed some things. Our census workers going door to door this year, and
right.
And if one shows up at your home, what should people expect?
Well, number one, COVID is going up. And look, when I was younger, I used to be an enumerator. I would go from door to door, apartments, you name it, asking people for the information when they fill it out. This year, you can go online. You can do it at 2020census.gov, 2020census.gov. And if you don't have that capability, you can call 844-468-2020 or 844-330-2020. But online, 2020census.gov. Look, 9 questions. It takes only a few minutes. And like in the city of Houston, let me tell you, only about 52% of people have responded to the census. That means 48% have yet to respond. And you take 1 percentage point where we undercount, and that's $250 million. So just, multiply it and count it up. So it's important, especially for people of color, low-income communities, our students, immigrants. Those are the populations that traditionally are undercounted, and that affects the political representation for these communities.
I have a question, Rick, but do we need to do it after the break?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a question. A lot of people, especially African Americans and Latinos, find themselves afraid to fill out the census because the census is asking about personal information about our household, right? So say if I live in a household where it should only allot for 5 people, but I have 8. I might have trepidation or fear to fill it out thinking that I'm going to get in trouble. Is this confidential?
It is confidential. It does not come back against you. So if you're living in a household, you're only supposed to have 5 and you have 18, it's okay. You can still fill out this information. If you have an arrest warrant out for you, it will not come back on you. It is confidential. It is not intended to go against you. I know there's a lot of mistrust and distrust about filling up anything that the government has. I got that. But this is one time when your failure to respond works against you your mama, your daddy, grandpa, the people in your community, what's happening on your street, in your neighborhood, trash, okay, health care, not having access, housing, education. This is the one time that regardless of how you feel about the government and filling out forms, you will be working against your own self-interest if you don't respond to the system. We've got to overcome that. I recognize that. I'm African-American, grew up in the hood, still live in the hood. So we got to get past that.
Hold that thought, Mayor Turner. Well, we can close it right here. Hey, thank you so much. Big thank you to the Mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner. We appreciate everything that you're doing in the community of Houston. And thank you for telling our listeners around the country everything that they need to know about the 2020 census. Remember to go to 2020census.gov for more information. Thank you, Mayor Turner.